Okay, we're back to the insanity that is getting the S&Box editor to actually work. So in the other video, I covered how to get the game to launch on Ubuntu 22.04. In this case, we're going to get the editor to run. Now, the first thing you have to do is you go to docs.facepunch.com/s/ damn it, sbox dash dev dash wait, no, that's a slash doc slash first dash steps dash. I'm not reading that. Anyway, this is crazy. You know, why would you have to go here when there's an official page called sbox.game, and then you have to go like docs.facepunch. Anyway, so to install the editor, they tell you click here. So we're gonna right click here, open the link over here, and it's gonna do some stuff, and you have to like, hey, can I do this? It'll allow you to. Then I think it takes you back to a page not unlike this page where you have to click the picture, and then it'll give you access. It's a bit insane, frankly, but long story short, that should give you access to the actual editor. That's the first step. The first thing we can do is this one. Oh, I'll do it from over here. So click here, click properties, you know the drill, come down here to compatibility, force the use of Proton 10. If you have like options that say Proton GE, you're probably just going to want to look for the number 10. Alright, next step. You need to get protontricks. We're going to copy this. So you see I can just copy by clicking there. I could also select everything and right click and I can copy, right? So you have to paste that command we copied into a terminal like this. If you're not sure how to paste, you usually can right click and choose, or you can hold Control Shift and then press V and you'll paste. I usually choose system, just press 1, right, and then press enter. You could install it for a single user as well, but I chose system. So normally it's like, do you want to do this stuff? And you type Y and you type enter. Okay, and just wait for it to complete, and then you're good. That's pretty much it. You'll be able to launch protontricks right there, right? And it's pretty easy to deal with. What we're going to do, however, is before we do that, I'm going to actually do some other stuff. So the main thing that you have to do to get this editor to work, just ignore this. We're done with this. Just ignore it doing that. Alright, so you're going to want to go to your actual Steam installation file. Normally this ends up in an invisible file, so you'll have to press Control H, as I just did, to be able to find this file. You go to your user directory and press Control H. You'll see a .local. You want to go into that. Then go into the file called share, then Steam capital, then Steam apps, then common, right? So now we're in common, right? I've already changed this. The issue with, at least with the Linux version, is when you install the actual editor. So you'll have installed this, right? This'll have been installed. Once you install it, it's not going to launch. The reason being, it doesn't have any files. Now, why they do that, I don't know. But this is the old folder that it puts in place. This is what's in it. Nothing. And another empty folder, right? It's completely empty. And it's infuriating that it's set up this way. But what you have to do is rename that one and take its original name. We're going to open a terminal here. And we're just going to, here, I'll make it bigger. We're just going to make a link. So you're going to use LNS. We're going to take this. You can just Control C on the actual folder for S&Box. This is where the game is stored. But when you install the actual editor, you see they pull a sneaky 1-2 on you, you know, and they pull a little whodunit on you, and the editor ends up here. Why? I don't know, because it's not referenced in the actual folder that references the editor itself. Go figure on that crazy nonsense. But anyway, you want to copy this. So I Control C, copy that. I'm going to put these in here. Oh, my turtle is doing diving antics over here. Shelly is jumping off of stuff. Anyway, Control Shift V, or you can right click and paste. So we paste the location of that, and we're going to, excuse me, there we go. We're going to put a space there, and then quotation marks again, single quotes in my case, but you can just use quotes. And we're going to take the name of this folder, right? Now, I renamed the old one to Hi. I put Hi here, just to show that it's old. You could also just put old, right? You want to take this part, no spaces at the end now. You can also hold Shift and then use your arrow key, right? We're going to copy that, Control C. I'm going to rename that to old, because it makes more sense, right? Control Shift V, and we put the actual name here, right? What this does is it makes a link. Now I'm going to show that it does in fact make a link by making a new link, which I'm going to call Hi. It's going to have Hi at the end, because I don't actually need another link. I have this link. This is what it's going to make. So I'll run that, and you see I get this link here, Hi. Now the deal with these links is they are named this, the old number that we had here, which is very important. It has to be named this specifically, not the Hi one. This one works, but it has to be named this. Now what they do is they go to this folder. We have linked this name to this folder. You have to do this. You have to trick this freaking application into running. So if I click this, we're in the sandbox folder, but it thinks we're in a folder called sandbox number Hi, right? But we're actually in the exact same sandbox folder. I'm going to delete this because I don't need it, and I'm going to use the link that I originally made, which is this. I'm going to close this now. This takes me to what it thinks is an actual folder, but that's not a real folder. This is a link that goes directly, as you can see, to the exact same place. This is the same folder, right? So you have to do this. Otherwise, you'd have to install it twice, which would take up twice the freaking space. You can move all of that stuff in. But this is the better way to do it, because it fools it into thinking it's going into a separate folder, which is what we need. Remember to rename the old one so that you, I mean, obviously you can't have the same thing name-wise. And yeah, so that's one of the main tricks right there. Once you've done that, we go into the other trick, which is aptly named protontricks. And we're going to use those tricks right now. So at this point, you go to the editor thing right here. It shows up automatically, right? We're going to open this up. This is where it gets a little wacky. This gets a little crazy, but you have to open that up. You press OK. You hope for the best. You cross your fingers and pray if you have to. And you give it a very long moment to load. Jesus. Oh my god. It loads forever. I'm just going to cut this video, and we'll come back when it's loaded. Okay, we're back. Anyway. So, yeah, we need to select the default line prefix. That's what we want. Just select that, right? Not that one. Let me see here. It was run an arbitrary executable. That's what we want. Now, to do this right, the next thing you have to do is you have to go here to like, okay, so in order to get this to work, you have to go to .NET, right? We do not want the Linux version, we want the Windows version. Get the most recent .NET runtime executable. So we don't want that. We don't want that. Go to all .NET 10 downloads and just get the, yeah, get the Windows one, which is, oh my god, which one is it? Anyway, it's this one, I think. So you'd get the 64-bit binary. Yeah, I know. Really, we have to do all this? Yes, yes, you actually do. Save this file. So we're saving our file now. As you can see, it's working. There we go. Right. Okay. So it should be here. It's right there. So when we do this, no, run an arbitrary executable, right? We're gonna do that. You're gonna come over here. You're gonna grab that, right? We're gonna say OK. And as you can see, it runs, blah, blah, blah. I already have it installed, so it's saying, do you want to uninstall? No, I don't. Yeah, I want to cancel. But anyway, you would complete the installation of that. That's it. That's all you need to do. Get out of here. Just cancel everything. We don't need it anymore. Goodbye. Okay, right. So, that's pretty much it. Like, you're ready to go. If you don't believe me, which I don't blame you, because nothing seems to work with this, that actually works. It's done. All you have to do now is launch this thing. So I'm gonna launch it, as you can see. I might cut the video if it takes really, really long, so bear with me. Okay, there we go. That didn't take very long. I should probably cut out that last part, though. Anyway. So it does actually run. Oh my freaking Jesus, it ran. So all we have to do now is click on that, I guess, in this case. It's just like a default thing they throw in that doesn't load its assets for some reason. I don't know what the reason is. I'll be doing more tutorials on getting this to work correctly, but it does actually load the editor. I just want to show the editor does load. Oh. Alright. Ladies and gents, the S&Box editor with everything, the works, the works. That's it.